Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Sound of Drop Fall into Poison. We are continuing the story from where we left off last. Again, another long episode last time. Just before we get back into it, just a quick, try and make it brief recap. But so we left off with making the decision of leaving Sayo behind in the aquarium and going with Kenji to get Himeno back from the stage area to get her out of the Red Manten Aquarium area to try and stop the phenomenon of the parasite nematodes killing her. So we managed to, after a lot of conversation and choices, we got Kenji, Mayumi and Himeno out of Manten Aquarium through the main entrance gate, and they got back to the real world and the real Manten Aquarium entrance. So basically, my Himeno was better from the parasite disease had disappeared from her, but she was still feverish. So her body was still feeling the effects, even though the phenomena had disappeared. She was a bit dazed and confused, and she doesn't remember anything about what happened. So Mayumi and Kenji were basically going to get her to a hospital. They parted ways at the entrance to Manten Aquarium. Kenji said that they will all return within 28 days time, when the next full moon is to occur and the entrance to Manten Aquarium would reopen, and they would all reunite and go back in to go rescue Sayo, because at this point apparently Kenji couldn't carry two girls out at the one time, even though he's a buff dude. But anyway, so Kenji gave Mayumi money, and we certainly trust Kenji at that point. Then Mayumi and Himeno got given money by Kenji to get a taxi to get Himeno to the hospital. They were stuck in traffic. There was a long conversation between Himeno and Mayumi, and basically Himeno was unhappy with Mayumi making the decision to. She was grateful that she was saved by Mayumi, but she didn't want Mayumi to have made the decision to leave Sayo behind, and she says she'll regret it, and Mayumi agrees in her heart that she does regret the decision of leaving Sayo behind. So while the taxi was stuck in traffic, Mayumi made the decision that she was going to then take the subway to go back to Manten East Building, back to the aquarium, but she told Himeno to stay in the cab and go to the hospital herself, so leaving her with the money. So the driver was instructed to take Himeno to the hospital, so it was just Mayumi alone going back to Manten Aquarium to go get Sayo back from the Fish of the World booth. But she did the return procedure, went back in, and she went back through the white light portal back into Red Manten Aquarium. But to our surprise, while she was getting towards where she needed to go, she saw Kenji again. So Kenji had apparently left Manten Aquarium, gone away, and then he must have waited until Mayumi and Himeno were away in the taxi, and then went back into Manten Aquarium, and he's staff, so it wouldn't seem weird to anyone really that was in the real world. In the Red Manten Aquarium, there's hardly anyone apart from our protagonists. So she saw Kenji, but Kenji apparently had the weird eyes again. That was when he was during his insane state. So Mayumi didn't seem comfortable enough to directly approach him at that point, although she was suggesting, and I was like saying, no, if he's in his deranged state, do not go anywhere near him. So she spotted him in the Tokyo Bay Tank area, and then he walked to the souvenir shop, and then she spied on him, followed him and was watching from a distance what he was doing. He went into the souvenir shop, apparently did something, and then walked out. And then he went towards the staff passageway, where we found out possibly that Kenji has betrayed us. And that he may be working with Saginuma Reiko, because they apparently are maybe in a romantic relationship, since they apparently kissed. And so Reiko and Kenji both may be involved in the death of the director and the cause of the Red Manten Aquarium. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out, guys, but it's not looking good for Kenji. It looks as if he's suspicious and guilty. But we'll see what happens and continue along with the story anyway. At that point, Mayumi then went into the souvenir shop rather than following him any further to see what he was up to. There was no sign of the frogs again like the previous phenomena, thank God. But Mayumi did find blood on the floor and round the counter area of the souvenir shop. And while she was there, when it was dark, she found in the trash can a staff pass, which belonged to Kenji. And so it was kind of strange that Kenji was supposed to have his pass on him at all times, but apparently it was in the trash can. So I was thinking maybe there's two Kenjis or maybe there's two passes, but I think it's a time paradox where the Kenji we've seen at least has his pass on him, but at some point in time his pass was thrown in the dumpster or the trash can for some reason. But on the back of his pass we noticed that there was words written in red on it: murderer. So Kenji is suspicious. It definitely sounds as if he may have killed someone. When he was in his insane state, he mentioned at least one, but maybe two names, and maybe it was him maybe he killed them. He definitely killed us in some bad ends via cannibalism. But also while we were here, and this is where we are at the moment, Mayumi started hearing some voices while she was still behind the counter at the souvenir shop. And she's discovered a couple of boxes on the floor where these voices apparently appear to be coming from. So let's get back into this and see what the heck is going on with these boxes and where the story will take us next. So, that voice, is it that girl? By him, do you mean the Kenji-san who was here before? It's fine, I'm here alone. Yeah. Wait. It might be a trap. As if the girl's voice didn't even reach Mari, she topples the large cardboard box over. Hey, Mari! Mari immediately jumps out and clamps onto my leg. Mari! Big sister! I embrace Mari's tiny shoulders in return. Mari, why are you here? How? We can see each other? Is that really you? Hey! Why did she... did she twirl around to say, I'm me? Saying this, Mari twirls around once. That innocent behaviour. There's no mistaking that it's her. I'm finally able to trust that the girl before my eyes is Mari. I'm surprised. It's the first time that I've truly understood how people who are shocked are left speechless. I'm able to see Mari. I hug her again to confirm that it's actually true. I'm able to actually feel Mari's body on the other side of that bulky fabric with my own flesh. Mari, were you really that small? Big sister, you got so big you don't seem like yourself. Mari rubs her plump cheek against me. The difference in our height after 5 years is clear. Even though I was younger, I was a bit bigger, right? Hey, that's not true. We were the same height. I'm older, so even us being the same height is nothing to boast about, but this stubbornness itself is vital to my memories. I hug Mari again, clenching even my fingers tight around her. And then I realize it. Sayo! Sorry, I know you're having a touching reunion, but... The girl was inside of one of the boxes, despite how difficult it was to get in, and seems to be struggling to get out now. Finally, she breaks out of the box by tearing it open, and not the least bit bothered by it, she speaks in a cold tone. The blood spattered here and there appears to be hers. It seems to have stopped now, but surely it was from the wound on her forehead having opened. That girl, she's already dead. She drops the truth bomb, but yeah, it's true, Mari's dead. It's something I'd already realised. That's because I couldn't feel Mari's body heat. That girl had put it into words, as if it were no big deal. I had prepared myself in my heart, but on actually being able to embrace Mari, that difference causes my chest to tighten. Big sister, I'm sorry. That's not something to apologise for, Mari. Mari looks at me with an anxious expression on her face. I rub Mari's head. Her hair is silky, a fact that doesn't change whether she's alive or dead. Well, they're all together for now, at least. Sayo-chan, can I tell my big sister about it? Oh, about what? Sayo-chan? Is that this girl's name? Oh, she hasn't even... Oh, I forgot Mayumi doesn't even know Sayo's name in this one. Yep, she told me. That's right. Though Mayumi, please drop the chan. Sayo, is it? Okay, nice to meet you. There's nothing nice about it. Oof, well, about the situation, no. What a cold response. Sayo-chan, are you a friend of my big sister? Not particularly. Do you not like her then? I don't particularly dislike her. Mayumi, what's so funny? Their exchange is so funny, I start snickering. Because it's funny to see Sayo wavering at Mari's barrage of questions. So Mari, what was it you wanted to tell me? Well... Mari glances in Sayo's direction. Sayo tilts her head silently. Wait a second, Mayumi, why are you here? Why, you ask? Didn't you take that man's advice and leave me behind? I didn't see it as you abandoning me and felt your actions were correct, but I do want you to tell me your reasoning. Oh, so Sayo agreed with us abandoning her. You heard all that? At that time, I couldn't move at all, not even my lips, but I was conscious. The Red Manten Aquarium? What a dumb name. Anyway, that was the only part of your conversation I caught. There's nothing to hide from you then. Somewhere inside, I feel relieved. My guilt at having left Sayo comes back, making me fully aware of its presence. But she said what I did was right. I don't think Sayo's the type who would lie about that. The decision I made at that moment was definitely not wrong. I explained those feelings between Himeno and I that, without worry over whether they were right or not, brought me back here. So stupid. You should have just left me alone. It was my decision. I can't let things be anymore. No gratitude or apology. I don't see it as us having grown closer, but Sayo has accepted me just a little bit more. Unlike when I'm with Kenji-san and when I'm with Himeno, it's the first time I've truly appreciated this feeling of relief. Now it's my turn, Sayo. Why are you with Mari? That story's a long one. Where should I start? First of all, how about telling me about when Saganuma Reiko tried to kill you? You heard that from that guy already? She's the criminal who killed my papa. She's already dead, a spirit out for vengeance. She's merely a shadow, only able to exist within Manten Aquarium. When I pointed that out to her, she suddenly attacked me. She probably doesn't want to acknowledge that she's dead. She's looking for Mari. So, she was looking for Mari after all. But why? If she's already dead, why is she... Her feelings have gotten really big, like a balloon. She can only think about that one thing, so much so that she's forgotten everything else. The one who answers my question is Mari. Mari, lightly unable to stay silent any longer, gets between Sayo and I, and speaks while spreading both her arms out wide. I also heard that, in other words, she has lingering attachments from when she was alive. Vengeful spirits and other ghosts usually do. I don't believe in such things, so it's just theoretical. Sayo says this while leaning against the counter. I can see she's settling in for a long conversation. I've always wanted to see you, big sister. This whole time, it's what I wanted. That's why you called out to me over and over again. But I wasn't feeling like myself. With no body, I was just fuzzy. I couldn't even come see you. Fuzzy? Right, fuzzy. I think I'm missing something fundamental in what Mari's trying to say. I wonder if Sayo's even listening, but when I look her way, her eyes are closed.
She's your little sister, Mayumi, so you get what she's saying, right?
You say that, but you don't get it either, do you? When I give her a hard time, Sayo suddenly puffs up her cheeks. And soon after, she clicks her tongue with a ch and looks away. Even she wanted to tell me she didn't get it after all. She can't.
Well then, how do you feel right now? Now? Normal?
Normal? Anyway, let's set that subject aside.
But you know, I remembered lots of stuff after I met Sayo-chan, huh? Maybe it was before, until now, all I could think about was seeing you, but I did remember something important.
Mari looks a little saddened. Oh. Uh-oh, is this where we're going to get revealed more truth? More plot reveal? What did you remember, Mari? I still don't understand the reason why. Is that what you wanted to tell me earlier?
Yeah, Sayo-chan, I can tell my big sister, right? She's not an enemy, right?
It should be fine. She's just too soft is all. Sayo, what are you filling Mari's head with? Sayo gives me no response. I look back at Mari and wait for her to continue.
You see...
Mari takes in a small breath. Oh jeez. Oh no, are we getting a flash? Oh no. It's a flashback to when Mari witnessed the director getting killed, isn't it? Oh well, here we go, guys.
I saw a man get hit until he couldn't move. That scary man. He did that with a scary lady.
Confirmed Kenji murdered the director with Reiko. Mari quietly tells me the truth. That way of telling the story is unmistakably fitting for Mari. That was probably when the director, my papa, was killed. I understood that. However, Sayo readily reiterates it. The woman was the criminal. In other words, Saginuma Reiko, right? Then the man was...
a scary man who came after me.
Who do you mean? Really, Mayumi, you don't know who it is. You haven't figured it out.
You should already know. That's why I had to be sure earlier, Mayumi.
Kenji-san would never do such a thing. Mari, you must be mistaken. Oh, God.
Big sister, I'm not. I may be more grown up than when I saw it, but that man keeps coming after me.
That's because of the curse. He has to come back here at regular intervals. It lines up with what the Dari said, so it's probably true, but that's not all.
He came here with many different ladies, and then did something scary. All of them screamed.
Oh God, he's killed lots of people? What does that mean? With a frightened look on her face, Mari shakes her head. Even though it's a scene she witnessed herself, Mari doesn't seem to understand the meaning behind it. Yeah, Mayumi looks really distressed right now.
It's that life energy he was talking about. If the number of people possessed by this place decreases, then don't you think the mere existence of the Red Manten Aquarium is using that energy up?
And if Kenji, like Reiko, is attached to Red Manten Aquarium, they need energy from outside.
That's why I'm asking what it means.
I yell suddenly. I become aware of the fact that through all the things that have happened here, my own perception has gotten sharper. Talking to Mari and Sayo is causing connections to be formed in my mind, allowing me to guess some things. I'm sure I yelled because I'm trying to deny the thoughts floating about in my own mind. However, Sayo is not so gentle.
They need lives, or something like that. Essentially, he's bringing people here and killing them. Even if he doesn't kill them, he could probably at least steal their life energy. Don't you remember that rumor about the number of missing people increasing?
Kenji-san said something similar.
but Himeno knew that rumor as well. People were saying rumors like that around me as well. If you want to spread a rumor, you gather as many idiots as possible to do it. He knew that. Just come out and say it. I've been trying to say it the whole time. Sayo heaves a sigh and continues. Treating the rumors like bait that Manten Aquarium scatters for its prey is kind of ironic. The one spreading those rumors is that man. To prove it, I let him pick me up. It was creepy. Oh, gross. Kenji-san, I thought him hitting on girls was normal. Him spreading rumors is a completely different thing. I came here to look into some things and found someone who had escaped. She doesn't seem like she'll ever wake up, and it's probably because of having her energy exhausted. Miku. Before she came to the aquarium, some man called out to her. I have no doubts it was him. If he's Saganuma Reiko's accomplice, then it's not odd for him to help preserve the Red Manten Aquarium. Even if we refer to him as the worst of humanity, they probably don't want to disappear. Even now, they're probably still working together. But Kenji-san's alive! I'm not so sure about that, Mayumi. Jeez, I'm not done with my story yet. Mari spreads both arms and starts bouncing up and down. Yeah, listen to the Iamoto, the little sister. Mari, yeah, sorry. I lost my cool for a bit. Speaking of which, I haven't heard this yet either. Oh, okay, so major reveal now. After I saw the man fall over, I was chased by that scary lady. It wasn't anything like a game of tag. I climbed this ladder and hid inside a giant tank. In the top part of the tunnel tank, right? The lady glared at me. I was so scared, but I tried to get her to leave me alone by running away. That was when that man showed up. Kenji-san did? He was really scary. First he got rid of the lady. Then he turned something that looked like a handle, and then water started pouring in. But from there, I don't really remember anything. It all gets kind of fuzzy. First he got rid of the lady. So did Kenji kill Reiko as well? Before Mari can finish, I break in. So then, that means that Kenji-san, Mari, he murdered your little sister. He killed her along with Saganuma Reiko. I think we can all agree he was the only one still living. Her eyes just changed. No, it's a lie. It's gotta be. Hey, Mari, did you maybe a mistake what you saw? Oh, for God's sake, Mayumi, believe them. Sorry, big sister. I said something awful, didn't I? Mari looks at me with large eyes. I'm sure she doesn't completely understand the horrific misfortune that befell her body. That's why she has been able to maintain her pure heart. I'm a terrible big sister. Of course Mari is the one I should believe over anyone else. I just can't believe Kenji-san would do something like that. Sorry, but I'm also a bit confused. He's definitely the accomplice to the one who killed my papa, Saganuma Reiko, so then why would he kill her? Moreover, I can't grasp the reason they would work together now. Sayo, you also saw the two of them together? That's why I'm saying this. Seeing that those two were after Mari, she and I ended up together like this. By also, then you mean you saw them as well, Mayumi? I saw Kenji-san meet up with Saganuma Reiko in the staff passageway after he came out of the souvenir shop. Tch! If you saw it too, why don't you believe us? Because Kenji-san saved you, me, and Himeno as well. Ah, jeez. I don't get you. I don't get you either. Jeez, don't fight! It's Mari's words that stop the heated quarrel between us. We both look at Mari. She is puffing up her cheeks and her face is red. Looking at her face, even more strength leaves my body. Being so close to her, I had forgotten that Mari is already dead.
She's aware of her own death. At this point, the futility of it all makes it hard for me to stay standing.
I'm sorry, Mari. I really am. I don't really get it, but I forgive you. I don't want to ever fight with you again, big sister.
I've sunk to the ground, and Mari begins proudly rubbing my head. Aww. Her hand has no heat, but I can feel a slight warmth. Sayo puts some distance between us, standing a little ways away.
Having reached a conclusion, I think the only thing left is to see what lies on the other side, but it seems I haven't reached the truth itself just yet. I also want to know the truth. We have to find it, no matter what. Big sister, do you feel better? Sayo-chan, are you okay too?
We both nod. As I stand up, Sayo and I look at one another. Speaking of which, Sayo, you dropped this. Thanks to our eyes meeting, I'm reminded of the keychain tucked into my pocket. After taking the keychain from me, Sayo looks at the back. She sees to stick a photo of two people. She says a brief thanks, looks up and continues.
I'm going to see my papa. To be more accurate, it's probably his spirit. Papa is likely related to the creation of this closed-off world. I'm sure the truth lies there. I suppose there's no need to ask the two of you at this point. Right. Right, Sayo-chan. I wonder what your father is like. Our father.
Wait, what? That last part of that line confused me. That was a slight change. Sayo is no longer alone. It may have been Mari who brought about this change. No matter what truth lies ahead of us, I get the feeling that if we don't forget what it is we believe in, we'll be alright. Alright, okay. Wow, that was a lot of dialogue. But, so, we learned a bit more compared to the first playthrough, and the tables have turned. Kenji apparently is someone that we shouldn't like. He's a bastard. And he's obviously involved with Reiko, but why did he kill her though? Interesting. I'm guessing all will be revealed. Talking with Sayo, we decide to take the route to the director's office that passes through the tunnel tank, the Fish of the World booth, and the backstaff passageway. This small aquarium supposedly has a magnificent director's office. Supposedly to reflect Sayo's father's preferences, expensive foreign-made furniture is situated around the room. It seems that when the deep-sea fish booth was open, one could see through the tank and watch the deep-sea fish from the director's office. Cool. I'm a little excited that I'll get to see such a magnificent room.
Wow, pretty!
Has Mari not seen all this?
It's pretty, but why is it so calm? Probably because they're among companions.
The tank part of the tunnel tank no longer has any meaning. As if all of the air is filled with water, the fish are swimming all about. Like the bizarre incident I witnessed with Kenji-san with the cutlass fish, I'm left completely confused.
Yep, there.
Mari gently pets a ray that passes beside her. A group of sardine pass above our heads, casting shadows that look like bullets, and Mari follows them with her eyes until they pass. The flat fish that passes by my legs is a
right eye flounder. It's a large tooth flounder. On the left is a large tooth flounder. On the right is a right eye flounder. Mayumi, you thought they were the same, didn't you? That's not true. The large tooth flounder is so crisp and crunchy, it's delicious as sashimi. The right eye flounder is more soft and flaky, so it's better boiled in soy sauce. I know the difference. Big sister, you're such a glutton.
Oh, ouch. The little sister burn.
Even you, Mari?
Geez, I say and puff up my cheeks.
At any rate, being able to actually enjoy the aquarium like this is refreshing. We are enjoying it, but the feeling is different. If nothing scary happens, this unreality isn't bad. Ah! Straight ahead of where I'm walking and spacing out, the nose of a large shadow brushes past me. I fall on my backside in surprise. Geez, don't get so scared. It's because you get scared that they all react. Yeah, I'm alright. I wasn't scared, just surprised. Was that a sunfish just now? The large fish with the shape of a shuriken is an ocean sunfish. My feeling on being so close its nose could brush against me was that it was honestly grotesque. With its hollow face and its sleek to the touch skin, it's like the face of an alien swimming about. It's because you're scared that they react. They react to our negative emotions. Just because these creatures are here, there's no indication that they'll attack. Right now, I think that they're enjoying it a little. I don't really get it, but because I get along with them, they might not attack us? Because Mari's been here for 5 years, so she's well... I guess she gets on well with all the dead souls of the fish. And maybe she's met the director, I don't know. Even back when you came with me to the souvenir stand, no matter how many doors we passed through, nothing happened. Maybe you're special, Mari. So she's been here long enough that she maybe partly controls the phenomenons. Mari, you're amazing. Hee. Mari proudly folds her arms. On the other side of the tragic fact that the fish, like Mari, are no longer living, is the optimistic fact that they are not alone either. It lives in harmony with the dead fish. Souls of the dead fish. Manten Aquarium, when it's not experienced phenomena, is smaller than I expected. We've probably walked for about 15 minutes. This is the director's office? Sayo nods, her lips pressed together. The door is solemn, bringing about an odd atmosphere. It's something of a mismatch with the tranquil aquarium, leaving a heavy impression. I'm a little scared, big sister. We took a look around, but Papa was nowhere to be found, so he must be here. This was his favourite place. Is there any chance that he's gone crazy? That he might have been taken in by his own hatred or malice? There is, but Mayumi, you went back to someone who lost it before, right? There's no reason I can't either. In other words, you're prepared for whatever may happen. Yes, I have been from the start. Taking the lead, Sayo places her hand on the door. Okay, so far looks pretty normal, guys. Pretty much the same as before. Uh-oh. Sayo, what's wrong? No. Why? After entering the director's office, that's the first thing Sayo says. It's just as Sayo told us, the director's office has expensive antique furniture and one of the walls is a tank. The director's chair looks soft and comfortable to sit in. Why is he sitting there like normal? What? Is someone in the chair? Oh. The director is sitting there calmly. Sayo-chan, I think something is different. A pale blue light is flowing out from the tank. Looking inside from the entrance, the form of the director sitting there has the transparency of a projector on a screen, wavering about. Let's have a little look. Sayo, who is trying to make her way forward, stops, her shoulders shuddering. Seeing her father, who had passed away right before her eyes, it's natural that she would want to get closer. I understand such a feeling well, but I also understand that we can't lose our cool either. I stand the furthest forward of the three of us, my focus on the director's desk. It's the director, Sakuragi Isao. There's no mistake, that's my papa. Uh-oh, white light. Oh, wait a second. Are we seeing a vision of the past? So this is Saganuma Reiko. This is how she looked like before everything happened, I guess.
So should I make? I guess I should make a less demented voice for her.
Director.
On the screen of light, one more character appears.
Saginuma Reiko, but this is like a video or something.
Oh, so this is on a screen. Oh, okay. Here she appears a little younger. Without even glancing our way, she faces the comfortably seated director. Alright, okay, so it's a vision from the director's memories, I guess? Saginuma Reiko has a frantic look on her face and places her hands on the desk. The director wipes away the spot where Saginuma Reiko had placed her hands on the antique desk. She glares at the director for just a second before calming her expression.
Why did you reject my plan? The greatest number of visitors to Manten East building comes from women in their teens and 20s. There are also many couples. If we partner with other tenants or offer paired tickets, as well as attach ourselves to the image of a fashionable nightlife, we can expect a set minimum number of customers.
So he's rejected her business proposal to try and bring in more clientele.
We could also partner with magazines for coverage. Other aquariums aren't being touted as date spots yet. If we follow this course, it could be extremely advantageous to all involved.
And as director,
It goes without saying, an aquarium isn't some flashy attraction. Our purpose through and through is to display living things. Having foolish young people point and laugh, where is the respect for living things in that?
It's a good point, director.
In that case, shouldn't we convey to young people the splendour of marine life and teach them how precious it is, as well as the smallness of humanity?
Then what about this application? Saying nothing to me, throwing several million yen into an addition for the stage? Children would love that. The number of visitors would temporarily increase, but does it serve any other purpose? You employ animal trainers to train them from scratch. We don't have the know-how for this. Moreover, given the scope of Manten Aquarium, how great of a show do you think we can offer? A show on a stage won't win against our competition. Let's make that clear. If people get bored soon after, all we're left with is a balance in the red.
It won't end up that way if the staff as a whole work together for that end.
Yeah, so he seems a bit too optimistic.
Director, you understand nothing. What we need is a new measure that will yield fast results. As management, you at least should grasp the gravity of the issue, right?
And all your plan concerns itself with is profit in the immediate future. It is not money that keeps us going, it is living things. If we forget our feelings of respect for them, Manten Aquarium has no future.
If we're shut down, many of them will be killed. Money absolutely supports Manten Aquarium, us and the living things. Why can't you see that?
There's points to both arguments. Not worth dying over, but I mean, there's points to both arguments, but you've got to at least support the marine life in the aquarium in order for the business to continue. But I do understand they need money too.
It seems our ideas are fundamentally mismatched.
Even so, I'm not merely thinking of profits in the immediate future. Couples nowadays will likely be married in the future. If they continue to enjoy Manten Aquarium, then 10 years from now, they may bring their own children to Manten Aquarium.
A result in 1 year is better than waiting 10 years for one, is it not?
That's not what I'm trying to say.
Rather than focusing on couples and the like, shouldn't you worry about first getting married yourself? You're already 27, right? Normally, one would be well on the way to having children at that age, wouldn't they?
Oof, ouch. That may trigger her. I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily true nowadays.
Ha!
If you have nothing to say back, then you lack any persuasive ability. If you have time to think up nonsense plans, then you have time to think of ways that the plan I'm pushing for can generate profit.
So that's showing the argument they had and disagreement, which obviously led to Reiko then deciding to kill the director, I guess. The two foams waver and disappear. Nothing remains but the light leaking from the tank as I replay the conversation in my mind. My image of the director has completely changed, but he could have never said something like that in front of Sayo. Even Mari looks like she has something she wants to say, but she just bites her lower lip and holds it in.
Horrible, Papa. You're the worst.
Sayo is the first to put her feelings into words. I guess I should have said something after all.
His way of thinking was completely wrong. Still, that was no reason to kill. Big sister, it's not over yet.
Oh, there's more? Mari says, breaking through my words, and points towards the desk. More. Sorry guys, need another drink. There's a lot of voicing in this one. Alright. So I think since the first projection, the first flashback, compared to this one, I think a little bit of time has passed because Reiko's hair is to now how it looks while she's dead. An image once again appears in the light. Similar to before, it's those two again. The director seems to have more grey hair this time around. Yeah, some time has passed.
Director, please take a look at this.
What is this?
I have finalized the proposed budget for plans to alter the jellyfish booth. This is so we can change it to be more cognizant of the lighting, keeping true to the creation of a universe befitting the name Manten.
She's obviously making plans herself. He's not going to be happy with this.
Ibaraki's aquarium is saying they are making their own alterations and plan to decrease the number of jellyfish, so we could cheaply inherit those jellyfish. The architect we've requested is popular as the artist who designed the monument in front of Manten Station. Using connections through an acquaintance of mine, I plan to make use of him at a discount. As a prerequisite, I would like your word that if this plan succeeds, we can continue to request alterations to Manten Aquarium. I anticipate better synergy than I saw with the plan of mine you rejected 2 years ago.
Oh, so 2 years passed between these images.
Although it's just fine if you don't think about it at all, just giving your stamp of approval is also more than enough.
So her anger has, kind of built up over 2 years at this point. This Saginuma Reiko's tone of voice is different from the previous ones. In those 2 years since she spoke to him, something must have happened to increase her confidence. Maybe met Kenji.
What nonsense. It's precisely because I've guided us towards appealing to children that our customer base has increased in the last 2 years. Bringing your plan back into play now would only put us in the red once more. So what? You just want to treat the living creatures we obtained like cheap objects?
The money we lost on the addition to the stage was recouped by my plan to collaborate with talent agencies. Do not forget that.
The one who decided to make an addition to the stage was me. It was due to my intuition that we experienced success. Do I need to repeat myself? Your plan is rejected. From here on, we focus on additions to the deep sea fish booth.
Even if you reject it, all of the other employees are in agreement. Under the circumstances, even if you don't approve it, my stamp would be more than enough. In order for you to save face, Director Sakuragi, I am humbly requesting your approval.
Oh, she's got you on the rocks, mate. If all the staff are in agreement with her proposals, it's going to be a struggle for you to be against them. It's kind of like bribery to save face, but... So it sounds as if there might be a mutiny kind of thing.
How conceited. I've always thought you were too brazen, ever since you came here on an internship in graduate school. You had no real business management experience, yet you somehow find nothing but fault with Manten Aquarium, to say nothing of the fact that you decided to present it all to me in the form of a report.
You have a point about my position as a graduate student at the time, but should I not tell you when it's relevant?
Even if you had been an employee, the proper procedure is to address these things one by one with management. I'm at my limits with you. Listen, Manten Aquarium is my aquarium. Commit that to memory.
My, didn't you say something about paying respect to living creatures? You seem to be contradicting yourself.
Oh. I'm not making any sort of contradiction. It's because of your impudence that you can't seem to marry.
Whoa! Oof, another burner not getting a guy. Without even reading it, the director tears up the plan in his hands and throws it away.
At any rate, I will reject that plan every time you bring it to me. Do you have anything else you need to say to me?
No matter what the director says to Saganuma Reiko, she boldly smiles back. Possibly because she's trying not to show the fear she feels inside. Mari grabs onto my fingers. In contrast, Sayo silently watches the replay shown in the light without looking away.
That's right, Director. It seems you've been taking the train to work lately.
She's stalking him now?
Yes, that's right. The company car is in for repairs.
My, how unfortunate. There are some who speak badly of you, saying how you used funds to buy that car, but that seems to have quieted down, just as you might have hoped.
Did you come here to expel sarcasm? I received approval from accounting before making that purchase. There's nothing to blame me for.
Indeed, we mustn't forget to get the approval of our management and accounting, and you have a child, so you have need of a car.
That's enough. If you have time for such idle chatter, you should have time to bring me a plan I can actually agree to.
Yes. About half a month ago, I was on my way home from work, walking down the street at night, when I was almost hit by a car.
Uh-oh.
That late at night, they were likely pressing their luck by speeding. Luckily, I was able to avoid them and they lightly hit a telephone pole, but it was just barely. With there being no people out so late, it could have been bad if I were involved in a hit and run.
Yes.
Oh no. Was it his car that went off the road?
It was dark, so I couldn't see the license plate number, but I knew the model of the car. It was, yes, a foreign sports car.
That's because it's a fast car. There are probably lots of idiots who drive fast late at night.
I have a bad feeling that it was him.
I believe that it was about half a month ago when you started taking the train, wasn't it, Director?
Do you mean to say that I did it?
Don't be absurd. I was merely seeing if you had any thoughts, Director. I wouldn't dare bear such doubts in my heart.
Sure, Reiko.
Get out. Get out now.
My pleasure, Director Sakuragi. You should also be careful on the streets at night.
There's motive there for murder. Apart from her plans being rejected. The projection on the light begins to fade with Saganuma Reiko's unsettling laughter finally disappearing altogether. The remnants of the light become droplets and are drawn into the ceiling. Until the last of it disappears, a silence remains over the three of us.
That's unacceptable.
Unable to bear it any longer, I'm the first to open my mouth.
The director probably did try to run Reiko-san over. He may have even killed her. But if hate is returned with hate, the cycle will never end. Anger can beget nothing but anger, hatred can beget nothing but hatred, and malice will be returned with nothing but malice. At that rate, people could do nothing but argue and fight.
Well, thank you, Mayumi, or should I say, Yoda. It's fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
Well, Mayumi, if that Himeno girl were killed, would you be able to go on without hating, for example, the one who created this Manten Aquarium, my papa?
Trying to think of a rebuttal, I shut my mouth, but Sayo won't let me off that easily.
Poison is something that exists to protect one's own body. Those dark feelings people direct at one another are the same. Because people know that someone else carries that poison known as anger or hate, they basically won't come any closer than necessary, nor will they attack. Still, once one bares their fangs, there's nothing left but to fight. In order to protect oneself, they'll return poison with poison. In that case, it won't end until someone dies. Sayo-chan, that's scary. Mari says this in a serious tone, but Sayo doesn't look in her direction. She merely bites her lips slightly. I pat Mari's head and say to Sayo, there is the possibility of a light that can end the chain of hatred, right, Mari? Big sister, what do you mean? Nothing. I'm just saying how great you are, Mari. I don't get it at all, but I got complimented. Yay! Seeing her innocently cheered up so easily, I smile a bit. But I wonder what was up with that projection earlier. We proceed further into the director's office. There's no projector or anything of the sort. There's no explanation but that, just like the impression I got, the images were projected on the light leaking out of the tank. Who knows? You said you wanted to see this truth with me, so maybe the aquarium reacted to that desire or something like that. No matter how ugly or terrible it is, we have reached the truth. All we have to do now is find Papa. If we want to bring an end to this world, we have to end the curse. It's true. The red Manten Aquarium will disappear. That's probably what's on the other side of the truth Sayo seeks. At that time, what will happen to Mari? Think we know, she'll pass over. I am unable to give voice to the questions floating about in my heart. I'm sure this girl will easily give us those answers. Uh-oh. What a shame. What you've arrived at is nothing more than facts. We still hold the truth in our hands. I'm guessing this is Reiko. Yep. Saganuma Reiko! Saganuma Reiko stands at the entrance to the room, the door having been left open. Who the hell left the door open? Having seen her argument with the director, my animosity toward her has softened. Even murderers have reasons. I can't be sure, but could the reason that she didn't directly lay a hand on Mari mean that she was trying to protect her? I don't know about that. I still don't trust Reiko at all, but if it was the director's car that almost killed her, then it's definitely Reiko had her reasons, but I still don't like her. I was just thinking that I wanted to have a little chat with you. My, what an honor. You jerk. Stop acting so high and mighty and tell us about this truth. No, that is her, but it isn't her. Wait, what? That whole projection was true. In light of my confrontations with management, the director tried to settle things by taking my life, since there was no place for him anymore. Right, so all the staff must have rebelled against the director, and he blamed her. That's why I decided to kill him. At Saganuma Reiko's words, the temperature in the room drops. The air becomes so tense at those few words that it's almost painful on the surface of my skin. No matter what truth she might be hiding, I'm sure that her murderous intent is pure. What? What the hell? Now Kenji's gonna protect us? This doesn't make any sense. Guys, let me know in the comments if you're confused as I am, because I'm just totally getting confused. These two are apparently working together. Now, maybe they're not. Mayu-chan, Sayo-chan, run away. Leave this to me. Kenji-san? The voice continues from behind Saganuma Reiko. It's a frantic voice, but a powerful and dependable one. How do you know Sayo's name? Good point. He shouldn't know Sayo's name. Kenji-san's eyebrow twitches. That's because I heard you guys call her that. Sure. That's enough, Kenji-kun. There's been a change in strategy.
A silence flows through the room. Kenji is a traitor. By my own discovery, the final line has been crossed. But I can't fall apart here. I have Mari by my side.
You've gotten so big, Sayo-chan. My, didn't I say so earlier? You've done a nice job surviving. Shut your wrinkled mouth. We know that you two are working together. Insult me all you like, but I wonder if that will be enough to absolve your hatred.
Kenji-san walks to Saganuma Reiko's side and loudly cracks his neck. The three of us are facing the two of them head on. Oh, and Mari.
Big sister, what do we do? Those people were looking for us, right? They had the same look when they killed me.
It's alright. It'll all be fine. I place my hand on Mari's head, and I can feel that she's shaking. I don't really know why Mari has to be afraid. She's already dead. She's afraid. It's not impossible that Mari would remember the moment she was killed. When she saw them, she probably remembered the fear she felt back then.
Anyway, there are too many things we don't understand. Please tell us. Like, when you pushed Saganuma Reiko, Kenji-san, you were trying to save us, weren't you?
Kenji-san, you said.
How funny. What is? Mayumi, calm down. It's not good for you to let her rile you up.
Just as Sayo says this, I glare at Saganuma Reiko. Even though she's realized she completely misjudged you, this girl continues to trust you. Well, that's not impossible. That's what I led her to believe. Didn't you say we needed to restore that one piece of the aquarium? Fucking asshole.
What do you mean?
Saganuma Reiko responds to Sayo's question by snickering. As if he's mimicking her, Kenji-san also snickers. The pair's actions are frighteningly similar.
Big sister, something's not right after all.
I know. This isn't the Kenji-san I know. Oh, so maybe I was right. There are two Kenjis.
No, that's not what I meant. The two of them are weird, but they're the same. They're fuzzy.
Mari-chan. So you've realized it after all. And so he knows who Mari is. Hearing him speak so lightly to her, Mari glares hard at him. Neither Kenji-san nor Reiko-san appears agitated by this. Listen, okay? I realize that the tone of Kenji-san's voice has changed, and I swallow. The Red Manten Aquarium is itself a gathering of numerous wills. You can call those wills souls. The murder of the director and the resulting grudge serve as a core, and the base of each of those souls is made up of that directive. Primarily, the fish souls, which lack the same thinking as humans, use that directivity to maintain this malicious world.
In order to gather those souls, you spread that rumor among stupid junior high girls, didn't you? Stupid, you say, even though you're the same as they are.
Ooh, true. Although Sayo had her own reasons. Sayo clicks her tongue in response to Saganuma Reiko's words. Kenji-san continues, unaffected. Generally, those trapped souls lack individuality, just like an animal. The existence known as the Red Manten Aquarium has no instinct but to preserve itself. Since more than half of the souls comprising this world are fish, it only makes sense. The general basic instinct of survival makes sense. However, it is possible for individuality to be regained in concert with the visit of a human they are linked to. Mari. You told me you ran into someone you knew long ago. If that person's link to you is strong enough, they may appear as an individual. You could also call them a ghost or a vengeful spirit. Just like the girl at your side, Mari-chan. Even as Kenji-san looks at her suggestively, Mari merely sticks out her tongue and pulls down her eyelid. Oh, like... His story up to now isn't that different from what Sayo and I expected. But as we're waiting, he continues the conversation. So Mari is just a manifestation of all the souls, including hers. But because there's a person linked to her, and the feelings are strong enough, she appears as a ghost. Wow. But that would mean that then there's someone strongly linked to Reiko, which I'm guessing is Sayo, because she knows Reiko killed her father. But Kenji, I'm not sure. Your bond is too strong, or it's possible that the directivity that Mari's soul possesses is completely different. The two of you being brought together alone may have been enough to put Manten Aquarium in danger of being destroyed. If we carelessly killed Mayu-chan and the two souls came together, this place would surely be liberated from the curse. Wow. Like the plankton who can't go against the ocean current, the souls pooled here in Manten Aquarium would follow the direction of the pure love the two of you share. It would defeat the hatred that serves as this place's directive. Ah, that makes sense. So, because in the previous playthrough Sayo was killed, so her soul met the soul of her dad, and the love and the bond between them destroyed the curse before. So now they're suggesting that if Mayumi was killed and joined Mari's soul, it would free the curse as well. That's why, at first, I tried to keep you two apart. After that, I would get rid of Mari. If I killed Mayu-chan a month later, we could safely continue supplementing the aquarium with life energy. We could continue on peacefully. Since you brought Himeno-chan with you, fate could have gone either way. That was a close call. You bastard. Are you saying that that's the reason you saved me from danger then? I want him to deny it, but he won't. I had sincerely thanked him and I had respected him. Yeah, it'd be a burden if you died so carelessly. Grrr. You. It feels as if everything supporting me has crumbled away. Even so, the fact that Mari and Sayo are with me becomes my strength. Somehow, I'm able to continue standing. I'm not sure if Sayo has stopped paying attention to me or not, but she begins to ask Kenji-san her own question. But I heard you once tried to kill Mayumi. That's right. That was careless. There is proof that your bond created resentment. Still not completely in possession of her individuality, but in connection with Manten Aquarium, Mari-chan was trying to warn you, Mayu-chan, when you were with me. My connection with Manten Aquarium was temporarily severed. Because of that, I was ensnared by the grudge of Manten Aquarium, and Hiyoshi Kenji's true nature became exaggerated. Ugh. So, if he's part of Red Manten Aquarium, does that mean Kenji's also dead? Yeah, it would make sense. If I had just been a soul, I would have disappeared on the spot and never attacked you, Mayu-chan. Okay, then he's alive. Okay, that's that counterpoint, right? So, you are living after all. You're the main one spreading all of those urban legends amongst junior high girls. You could say that, but it's difficult to say whether or not I'm actually living. What? You talk too much, Kenji-san. There's no point in telling the ones you'll kill all of this. Time is eternal, but it's best to leave out the unnecessary. Kill? Myself aside, wouldn't it be a problem if you killed these two? I told you, didn't I? Our plans have changed. As Saginu Mariko says those words, the entire room undergoes a change. Oh shit. Is it going red? A faint tremor reaches the back of my legs. It gradually grows larger. The antique furniture in the director's office shakes even more violently. I've heard of poltergeist phenomena. It's when objects move on their own or people suddenly hear noises. I'm sure that's what this is. Oh shit. When I notice the water, it's turned red like blood. The red colour doesn't stop at the tank.
but overflows into the rest of the room as a red light.
Big sister, Sayo-chan, watch out!
I know, this is... They're connected with this place. In other words, they can interfere with the phenomena that happen here. The vibrations become more violent, like a strong earthquake, leaving me unable to stay standing. Mari clings to me as I cling to the shaking desk. The hell was that?
Kya!
Oh, the books that fly off the bookshelves come straight at me. Somehow I shield myself with my hand, but a corner hits the bone of my arm, leaving a bruise. The bookshelf is overflowing, scattering everything on top of the desk. The glass picture frame has fallen onto the floor, breaking on impact and tearing the picture inside. The smile of the girl depicted in the photo has been split in two, right down the middle. Oh no. That's Sayo.
Mayu, we have to get out of here now. But the exit is blocked.
Moreover, the murderous intent of that pair is unmistakably real. But just as Sayo says, if we don't get out of here, we can't regroup. Just like when we were attacked by Orca frogs, this phenomena is probably also being orchestrated by those two.
Under the chair, there's a hidden passage that leads to the deep sea fish booth. Huh? I can't hear you.
The violent shaking cancels out our voices.
Big sister, under the chair. Let's go together. Yeah, Kya!
As soon as I take a step, I stumble. The shaking of the room has gotten so violent I can't walk very easily.
Gah. Mayumi, you're caught up in something.
Sayo's voice sounds like she's in pain. Unable to stand the shaking any longer, she sinks to the ground. Unlike me, she has nothing to grab onto, so it's natural. Leaning on the desk as it continues to shake, I twist my body and move onto the chair.
This is...
Just as Sayo said, there's a square on the floor made of a different material from the rest. In the middle of the wooden floor is an out-of-place metal area. It also has a handle which I grab onto. With all my might, I pull it up.
No. Hurry, do it!
I almost can't hear Sayo's voice, only understanding that she's hurrying me along.
I'll help too.
Mari stretches a hand around my waist and pulls, but the door on the floor won't budge.
Why?
As far as we can tell, it isn't that it's locked.
How amusing. I have to hurry.
This won't end with the poltergeist phenomena alone. But as we struggle against insurmountable odds in the deep red room, Saganuma Reiko merely laughs. Sorry, Mayu-chan. This is for what they call the survival instinct of a seed. Kenji-san is saying something. It's similar, as if to embody my bad premonition.
What is that?
Within the red light, a large black shadow wriggles about. Uh-oh. Shit. It doesn't take much time to realize that the shadow itself is a living thing.
Mr. Whale!
Oh fuck, a whale? Oh god, it could be a killer whale. Oh boy. We've stopped trying to pull on the door, looking up at the large creature. Unable to fit into the room, it crashes into the wall. No, if it were just a ghost, then a container like a mere room would be irrelevant.
My, Kenji-san, so it's making an appearance, the world's largest living creature, the blue whale.
What the f... They've got a blue whale! It's not something I can completely control. With the malice being born from Manten Aquarium under these circumstances, it's likely been created spontaneously. Oh, so it's just spawned here, it's not part of the aquarium exhibits. That would make sense. The big whale's too big to be in an aquarium. It is a whale. It wasn't here originally like the orca and frogs and jellyfish, so why? This is another bond. The memory of the greatest terror engraved onto the hearts of the fish souls. It's an overwhelming fear for living things. A form that swallows everything. We are cut off in a completely closed off world. After this, we will sublimate everything into one ideal. A true grudge with no impurities. It will become this world's new truth. Do you understand? Either way, it means you will all be returned to nothingness. More than death, more than erasure. It will be a complete and pure eternity. I'm sure you can hardly wait. I can't sense individual will in their words. If they were humans, they wouldn't adhere to something so ridiculous. It's the outer limits of survival instinct. I can't understand the full story behind their objective. It's specifically because I don't understand the true nature of it that I find it terrifying. As if embodying the fear I feel, the shadow that I can see as nothing other than a whale finally shows its form clearly. Okay. We have to run! When my thoughts finally return to the present, it's almost completely like the whales I've seen in picture reference books and images. I will help too. Is that more books? When Sayo takes her hands off the floor, the bookshelf aims for her and flies her way. It's not a direct hit, but even that light impact with her shoulder sends Sayo's body flying into the wall. Oh no. Ow! Sayo! Sayo applies pressure to her shoulder and leans her back against the tank wall. Bathed in the red light, it creates a deep shadow. No, 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 no! Get away from the tank, Sayo! When Sayo is thrown back, something falls down with a flash of light. It slides across the floor and stops at Kenji-san's feet. Oh no, a keychain. It's the keychain I lent to Sayo. Father, daughter picture. The strange sticker photo stuck on the back is facing up. This is... Papa's key. We don't have time to grab it. This way. Holding onto the desk, I reach out my hand for Sayo. Oh no, Sayo, don't do it. Don't go for the keychain. The desk is shaking so hard I have no idea when it will fall. Moreover, there's no time, as the shaking grows more and more violent. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's turned blue again. Sayo. In an instant, the shaking stops. Huh? Shocked at the sudden turn of events, I return my gaze to Kenji-san. What? Her father's soul her father's soul has possessed Kenji right now. Hiyoshi-san is blurry. Big sister, it's open. The light in the room returns to a blue color, and the shadow of the large creature disappears. As I listen to Mari's voice, I open my eyes wide. As if it's being projected onto him, there is the form of an unfamiliar man layered over Hiyoshi-san's body. It's the man shown in the sticker photo with Sayo. Kenji-san, no, that man, has dropped his gaze to the keychain and is trembling. What's that? Yeah, she has the deranged fish eyes, and then she's smiling. Sayo? Sayo-chan too! Despite Mari calling out to her, Sayo gives no response, so I grab her arm. She's not going to want to leave, she can see her father. There's no mistake about it, this is our chance to run. Uh-oh. This little... Saganuma Reiko stomps on the keychain that has fallen to the floor. Ah! This thing. This little thing.
When it doesn't break on the first try, she stomps on it over and over again with her hard high heel. Cracks finally appear in it, and she smashes it to pieces. Oh, shit. At almost the same time, the three of us go through the door in the floor. Alright, so Sayo's with us. Good.
Tch. Only one step further and...
Kenji's gonna stop her, or Kenji's body's gonna stop her, because it's the director that's controlling him. By the time we flee the director's office, Kenji-san has turned his sharp eyes on us. Oh, what? Okay. Right, so we've escaped into the deep-sea fish booth.
That was, without a doubt, my papa.
Even after reaching the deep-sea fish booth, we can't calm down. Sayo says, wiping away the sweat that has gradually appeared. Her breathing is still rough.
I have a general idea of what happened just now. The thing connecting that man to the aquarium is his possession by my father.
Ah, right, okay, so the only reason Kenji's here is because her father has possessed him. Okay. I'm not sure if that completely makes sense, but okay, we'll roll with it.
The moment he saw the sticker picture on the keychain was the first time he came to his senses and seemed to recognize you. Sayo, I wonder why he hasn't recognized you this whole time. You saw, didn't you? Papa's in his own world. It's no surprise that he saw me having grown as I have and didn't recognize me. But your family. Mari was able to recognize me after all. It sickens me to use their words, but it's thanks to your bond. Having her individuality, Mari understands the concept of time. Hiyoshi, Papa, is an existence bound to the will of Manten Aquarium. He no longer has any connection to time. But if you talk to him, really talk to him, he might understand. You said you wanted to see your father after all. It's fine. I came here to part ways with my father anyway. More than anything, I'm sure Papa has, whether directly or indirectly, taken many lives. Could you forgive him, Mayumi? When you say it like that...
With me being at a loss for words, Sayo cuts in and continues.
I'll erase the Red Manten Aquarium. My resolve to do so has not wavered. Even so, your father... Stop already!
The screaming voice resonates as if its owner's throat is being burned.
I was just at the point where I wasn't thinking about it. So you're still worried about it then? No, no, no! That my father would do something so terrible? I can't! Won't accept it! But...
Sayo's cries erupt over and over again like a volcano.
No matter how you look at it, it's clear. That's not a gathering of wills. That's Papa's true self. That giant whale is a mass of malice, and I'm descended from that malice. But Sayo, you're a different person from your father. If you're upset by it, you don't need to be. That's not all.
Sayo turns her back to me and places a hand on the deep-sea fish booth tank. Oh no, she's breaking down. Jesus. Her teardrops are even turning purple by looking at the image. The surface of the tank reflects Sayo's expression like a mirror. A droplet glistening on her cheek gives her away. It makes a heart-rending stain on the floor.
I can't bring myself to stand against my papa. I still feel love for him. Evil lives within my heart. Sayo-chan, no! The light in the room.
Uh-oh. No, Sayo, don't give in to grudges and malice. The once all-blue room begins to flicker with flashes of red. It's an omen of an impending phenomena. Like light bulbs flickering on and off, the lighting alternates between blue and red. All of the light shining through from the tank mixes together, becoming nothing more than a gaudy violet.
Mari!
My instinct tells me this is bad, and I embrace Mari. I have to get Sayo and us out of this room. That's what I think, but it's too late. From a spot on the floor,
the spot where Sayo's tears overflow and gradually spread as a highly viscous violet liquid. Oh no. She's already been consumed by her grudges and regrets. No, 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 no. It's muddy like melted concrete.
Sayo-chan's crying.
Before we realized it, we've ended up inside of the vivid violet space.
Imprisoned.
This isn't malice, it's anguish. This is clearly what Sayo is feeling right now. She's truly stuck between a rock and a hard place. It's not the red of hatred or malice, but a violet world. The mud spreads all across the floor and we set ourselves on the handrail, narrowly avoiding it. Still, if we wait around like this, the whole room will eventually be covered in mud.
Sayo, listen to us.
She's losing it.
I don't think she can hear us.
Our voices seem to be swallowed up by the mud. In contrast, Sayo's sobs echo throughout the room. Her anguished voice seems to overflow from the room itself.
That's...
The mud stretching out below me is like the bottom of the ocean. The proof of that is that the fish silhouettes begin to appear in the deep sea fish booth. Oh, jeez. And they've got red eyes. Within the violet light, the fish swim about. They're all fish of the deep sea, from football fish to oarfish, slightly sparkling pancake octopi and transparent-headed barrel-eye, the fish that once inhabited this booth. Giant isopods with large carapaces squirm about in the mud, while atrocious brown jellyfish and vivid flower hat jellies float about the ceiling like UFOs. They all originally inhabited parts of the ocean with varying depths, but now they swim around in Sayo's ocean of anguish. The reason these creatures from varying depths are all able to inhabit the same tank is thanks to the nanobubble technology. Each of the creatures faces the sky, their feelers outstretched and some of them with fangs bared. There are also luminescent fish. I can clearly grasp that they're threatened. Yep, they're treating this situation as hostile, and they'll treat you guys as hostile.
I feel bad for them. They're also suffering.
Oh, that was Amari's voice. Whoops.
Mari, you understand, don't you? Sayo is definitely feeling the same.
So as not to start a panic, I am trying with all my might to calm down. But when this phenomena started, I knew how things would change. We're being pulled into the deep sea. When that's done, we'll become their prey. Even if we don't, we'll be unable to breathe or be crushed by the pressure. It's not just being in the water, but the darkness of the deep sea. The mud swept up by the wave spreads all throughout the room. There's nowhere to run. Moreover, stopping here will lead to us being swallowed up by the mud. No, the threat of being swallowed up by the mud is almost completely gone. The reason why is because our bodies are already floating. I cling tight to Mari, and I can feel her almost non-existent body heat. Oh shit, we're in the ocean now? Are you kidding me?
We're in
the ocean. If this leads to a bad end, then I'm gonna be like, what the hell? It's the longest build up to a bad end ever. Our words are snatched away in midair. We search for Sayo amidst the confusion, but as even the light itself is going dim, we cannot find her. Oh no. It really is becoming the deep sea. Her mouth closed, Mari clings to me. They said Mari has individuality, so she's being pulled in along with me, but she shouldn't be an existence that can be pulled in the first place, yeah, 'cause she's dead. Not good. There's nothing we can do. If I were alone, I could probably escape, but there's no point in that. I will escape from this red Manten Aquarium with Mari and Sayo. Even so... What was that? The fish swimming about pushed my body aside, causing me to slowly hit the wall. Ooh, ouch. This is like the weightlessness I've seen depicted on television and in movies. When I hit the wall once, I lose any sort of momentum, but my own body slowly begins floating toward the opposite wall. I'm lucky that any velocity I had is lost to the water resistance, but at the same time, it's getting harder to breathe. Mari's not good either. I have to do something to change my direction so I can protect Mari. After hitting my back against the ceiling, I should be heading downward. As if it had been waiting on me, a feeler appears before my eyes. Uh-oh. The clump-like creature that owns the feeler is stuck to the corner of the wall. The Dahlia anemone. A deep-sea anemone that gets its name from the fact that it looks like the dahlia flower. I've heard it has monumentally powerful venom for a sea creature. Oh, for fuck's sake, not again with poison. On just the strength of its venom alone, it's a ferocious creature whose sting could cause instant death. Not good. At this rate, I'll be preyed upon by that massive feeler. But with my pace so slow, the sea anemone draws closer. Oof. It's unavoidable. I'm unable to gain control of my body, and avoiding a direct hit seems unlikely. Then, I have no choice but to gamble. The sea anemone's mouth should be located at its center. It shouldn't be able to pierce the sole of my shoe. Well, you're still wearing those sandals, aren't you? I have no choice but to use it as something of a stool to escape in the other direction. I frantically muster my strength and stretch my leg out toward the center of its body. It feels as if I had jumped into a bucket of pudding, but in spite of that, I continue to extend my foot with all my might. Ha! My foot has sunk in, and I can't get it out. Oh no, Mayumi! Along with it, my body is being swallowed by the anemone. What I thought was its body is only feelers. Oh no! Somehow, I have to do something. Despair piled on despair. Wait a minute. That's a whale, isn't it? A large shadow descends from overhead. The shadow opens a mouth so grandiose, it seems as if it could swallow the room whole. It's a whale. Although this one isn't bigger than the one that appeared in the director's office, the difference between them is no more than the difference between the woods and the forest. It's trying to devour me. No, not just me individually, but surely this space itself. Or perhaps it could be trying to achieve the same objective as the director and the others. At this rate, Mari herself will be swallowed up. Even though this place is already underwater, if I push her away, she could be saved. Mari looks at me with an anxious expression. Oh my god, no. No. This is the first time we've had a choice in ages, so I'm definitely saving at this point. Oh, and also, I think we've got a bit more information here. Manten Aquarium, the deep sea fish booth. The deep sea refers to the deep part of the ocean past 200 meters. The layers of depth are split as follows. From 200 meters to 1,000 meters is the medium depth layer, to 3,300 meters is the moderate depth layer, and to 13,000 meters is the deep sea layer. Almost everything about the harsh environment of the deep is a mystery. Yeah, what was it? What was the fact we know? We know more about, like for example, we know more about the moon and our solar system than we do about the deep seas of our planet. Oh my god, I can't believe we've got that choice. That is the most horrible choice we've got to make. So, we've got a choice here, guys, and they're in red. So one of these choices will lead to a bad end, but one may lead to, well, either a true end, or at least we can continue towards whatever path we're going on to a true end. So we're about to be engulfed by this whale as well as the rest of the space. So I have a choice, and so Sayo's nowhere to be found at the moment.
and we're with Mari together, but Mari is looking anxious. So we have a choice of either to pull Mari close and protect her, or push Mari away and run. At first try, I just can't choose that option. That's just harsh as fuck. But Mari is dead. Mari is already dead. So I'm not sure which is the best option. We've made a save, so I don't care really if this is a bad end or whether it's continue. At the first attempt, I must pull Mari close and protect her. We can't just push her away and sacrifice her for our own survival at the moment. Pull Mari close and protect her. Trying to protect Mari from the mouth that is after her, I reflexively hold her closer. Even if it means being her shield, I will protect her. It's not as if I can ever let her go. We finally got to see each other again. Finally, I can protect her. Just like that, I'm swallowed by the darkness. Did we get a bad end? Oh. White light. Oh. When I come to, I'm standing where the waves are breaking.
This is... I don't know. When I came to, I was here.
Well, so Sayo's with us here. It's quiet, but a gentle wind blows. Underneath the starry sky, we're in a fantastical world.
You saw it, didn't you? That violet was my true nature. It's just like Papa, the form of a darkness that seems as if it will swallow everything. Right, I was swallowed up by that whale, with Mari. Where is she? She's fine.
Sayo smiles. It's the first time I've seen her do it.
That isn't the only poison I possess. Even though I should have told you, Mayumi, I couldn't.
Huh? I really haven't grasped what was going on from the start. Am I dead? Is this the Sanzu River? But it's not a river? Oh, did we die? Ignoring me in my confusion, Sayo continues. What?
I met Mari 5 years ago at Manten Aquarium when she was alone. We were close in age, so I have a feeling that's why she quickly opened up to me. I was so proud I wanted to show her the deep-sea fish booth. Even though it was already closed down, there were creatures left as part of Papa's collection, but in the end it was locked and we couldn't get in. As thanks for telling her about it, I received her keychain. I wondered if it was okay even though we couldn't see the booth, but I was happy. Ironically, I was able to ascertain that reason today. On that day, Mari hid somewhere after the aquarium closed. She waited until a time when all of the staff should have gone home. Because I was so proud of it, she probably wanted to see the deep-sea fish booth.
Alright, so Mari didn't go home. Mari could have at least left the aquarium.
Moreover, that night, the door to the deep-sea fish booth was open. You already know. At that time, my papa was killed by the hands of those two. From there, it went as Mari said. I could never tell you my own sin. I'm the worst, really awful. I clearly understand that I inherited my boastful nature from my father.
So if she hadn't encouraged Mari to go see the deep-sea fish world booth again, Mari may have left the aquarium before she was killed and maybe lived, I guess.
My ego, my poison, killed Mari. I should die, just like Papa did. Mayu, you and Mari should erase this red Manten Aquarium. I'm counting on you.
As usual, Sayo says this flatly. I can feel a sense of unease in Sayo's story. Somewhere there's a warped sense of distance.
Don't say it like that. Tell me how you really feel. I just told you.
Then I'll say it, Sayo. I wanted to be your friend,
so I kept quiet. Huh? You're mad, right? When you told Mari the truth, did she get mad? Did she resent you? Mari was swept up into a tragic fate, yet she still said she wanted to see me. She said she was happy she did get to see me. Her feelings are still pure and clean. That she died because of you, Mari doesn't think anything of the sort. That's why I don't blame you either. I don't think you should die, and on that note, Mari is thinking that she wants to save you, Sayo. I'm her big sister, so I know. Moreover, please don't talk about yourself dying anymore. Himeno entrusted this to me. I made the decision to abandon you once, which is why I won't falter anymore. The starry sky twinkles, bathing us in faint light. That's right, Mari. You're here, right? Is she? Oh, she is, but her hair's now the blue. Yep. When I look over my shoulder, there's a small silhouette. And you're glowing? Mari is tinged with a transparent blue light. Her hair colour is strange, almost sublime. Hehehe, isn't it great? I don't know if I'd say great or cool. Right, eh? Her eyes are blue. I don't think her eyes were blue before either. Mari's whole face is in a smile, and she spins around once, with almost the same ease that her skirt flutters. The light enveloping Mari spreads throughout the whole room. Wait. Oh. The room illuminated in blue light gradually returns to its original form as the deep sea fish booth. No, it's not the same. Oh, is Mari transported us back to the real world deep sea fish booth? Or is it just because it's not violet anymore? There's not one trace of the aggression that had swelled so high in the deep sea creatures up to a short time ago, and they swim about within the light. They resemble the fish who swim about without regard to the containment of the tunnel tank, but they are infinitely more free. It's the exact opposite of negative feelings such as hate or malice. Pancake octopi, football fish, oarfish, brown jellies, and flower hat jellyfish, barrel-eye, and Chiroteuthis imperator, and there's a dahlia anemone, as well as inshore hagfish. Sayo is following the fish with her eyes. Those eyes bear the purity that lives in Mari. Along the same lines, I am also enjoying being surrounded by so many different creatures like this. They can be forgiven for their previous attacks. The creatures begin to gradually swim around Mari. Mari, what did you do? Yeah, I'm pretty sure her eye colour was brown or purple before now. Or maybe it was yellow like her sister. Definitely her eyes are blue and her hair's blue. I became one with the fish. I prayed and made a wish that I want to protect my big sister. Just like the director and the others? No, it's different. You don't have that sinister feeling. The only ones who do are those who make corrupt wishes. With this, we may be able to hold off that whale. On the other hand, we may also be able to destroy the red Manten Aquarium. Malice, hatred, anger. The imprisoned souls have been freed from these things. Look, and you'll understand. It's different from one unified form following one giant will, all of them being touched by Mari's light. Their liberated souls are each cooperating. You could say it's numerous individuals responding as one community. We've received hope from an unexpected source. Mari, you're really amazing. I become happy and embrace Mari. But it doesn't work the way it did before. Even as I pitch forward, Mari's body gives no tactile resistance, and I fall to the floor. She's fading away. She's passing over. I reach out my hand for Mari's to try and stand up, but our fingers cannot touch. My eyes surely widen as Mari gazes at me with an intense look. Big sister, I understand as well. I exhale without thinking. Her serious expression is one I've never seen before. I realize she's grown up within eternity itself.
If you take care of the bad people, big sister, I'll disappear too, because this aquarium itself will cease to exist.
Yeah.
If everyone gets eaten up by the big whale, it might not disappear, but I don't want to stay in such a scary place forever.
What Saganuma Reiko and her cohort called a whale, that giant malevolent aggregation, is the means of closing off this world. I, personally, would not want to spend an eternity in such a place. More importantly than anything else, I refuse to let Mari be trapped. My precious little sister, she can't be saved if she can't go to heaven.
I won't give up. Leave it to me, and you all go back to the real world where you can rest easy, big sister.
What are you saying, Mari? We'll stand up to them, together. I put my hand out in front of Mari.
Huh? But big sister, you guys can't do anything, can you?
Ouch. We can be with you, even if it's just for a little longer. With the back of my hand facing up, I stretch my arm out toward Mari, and finally it seems she realizes what I'm trying to do. Mari also extends a hand, laying it with, naturally, no feeling to it over mine. Even with her hand giving off no body heat, I am sure I can feel a warmth to it.
Are you trying to leave me out? You want in, Sayo-chan?
If you say so as well, Mari, but I'm fine. I haven't atoned just yet. If I don't at least say what I want to, I can't go home.
That seems so like you, Sayo.
It's not bad, is it? Saying this, Sayo places her palm on top of Mari's hand. Oddly enough, it's as if I can feel her skin. If this sensation is what we call individuality, then what they said is wrong. It's precisely because each individual can come together that we are strong. It's incomparable to just existing on survival instinct alone. Having hatred and malice as one's driving force, one can't consume everything. Humans weren't born just to survive.
We'll definitely do it. I'll protect the two of you, so you definitely need to make it home.
Let's not have any regrets anymore, Mari. If you're protecting me, then I will support you, and definitely return to Himeno's side. I take a small breath and look up at the ceiling. Let's head for the other side of the truth. Okay.
Here is alright as well.
So yeah, it doesn't appear to be anything unusual about this place. Taking the front entrance out of the deep sea fish booth, we've arrived at the tunnel tank. Mari is praying at the centre of the room, addressing the fish and living creatures. The creatures do not respond verbally, but the blue light emitting from Mari envelops them, and just like at the deep sea fish booth, they begin to swim about freely.
I wonder why the fish don't disappear. Since they're souls, they should also be able to cross over.
Because they're all Mari's companions. They've been under the influence of a heart of fear up to now, but having been moved by Mari's pure heart, it seems like they want to help her.
The fish's emotions, huh? Think you could hand in a paper on that?
Should I write that Mari is glowing or something? If I write such a paper, they won't let me into high school.
Big sister, you'll be a high school student soon. How cool, how cool.
Mari is emphasizing her point by jumping up and down. The ultramarine light that seems to be not of this world is making an imprint out of Mari. As Mari says this, I can't really seem to answer her.
Big sister, are you in the same class as Sayo-chan?
No, we go to different schools. I go to Mitsuba Junior High, close to home. What about you, Sayo? She does go to that school. At least I thought she did.
A girls' school in the city. It includes elementary, junior and high school. It's near Manten. Well, since the high school's begun recruiting, why not try for it? Though the score you need is high. Sayo-chan, you want to be in the same class as my big sister. That isn't necessarily. It's not what I mean. Stop picking on me.
Sayo's face becomes red and she shouts at Mari. Mari has a mischievous smile on her face. She seems to be attached to Sayo. I'm not used to seeing the power dynamics between these two play out so clearly, but it's quite funny.
Anyway, let's keep moving. We need to go around the aquarium to all the areas and make all the creatures Mari's allies, right? The fishes say that they'll help us and spread my light, so we can leave it to them. We should go look for that man and the lady.
Oh god, here we go.
Allies, eh? Here, they're probably our most reliable option. But you know, if we don't hurry and find the man, no matter how I help them, they'll be taken over by the scary feelings again.
Overwritten by the grudge, you mean? If so, we should return to the director's office. Well, it was the last place we saw them.
Yeah, that's right. I'll go in the front, because the others are following me for now. Big sister, you two, think about what you want to say to the man and the lady.
Mari says, pointing her fingers towards the way we came. When Mari spins to the side, the dust in the air reflects the glittering light. It's as if she's clad in blue specks of light. Mari's words weigh heavily on my chest. She has also probably realized it.
This is the end. The man and the lady and all of the imprisoned fish souls, even the big whale, I'll bring them all along, to the other side of that fuzzy world.
I want to stay a human. This is what Mari's heart is screaming out.
But I'm not sad. If I keep waiting the whole time, I'm sure I'll see you. At that time, I'll be an old lady. Will you recognize me? Big sister as an old lady? Hee, how funny.
If their ambitions come to pass, Mari will never be able to go to heaven, forever trapped within the cage of being a grudge. It sounds like a ridiculous story.
Sayo, if you still have doubts, maybe you shouldn't push yourself.
Sayo clicks her tongue, then continues.
I don't want to accept it. I still have doubts. I also feel that I don't want Papa to disappear, but to be imprisoned by a shapeless grudge, unable to be rescued, I pity him. He's already dead, so at least let him be relieved by Mari's kindness. My true resolve is that no matter how terrible he was, I still accept him as his daughter. It's not wrong, is it? Going about it that way?
Sayo smiles with the most relaxed expression I've ever seen her use. Aww. It's not the stained resolve she had when we met. The person who recklessly said she would throw away her life if it meant clearing up the truth is a different person. Like the time that Mari said she wanted to protect us, this is a pure wish.
Mayumi, you should also probably be sure of your feelings. Even if this Hiyoshi guy is the real culprit who killed Mari, there's no need for him to die. If he could be saved, you should save him. If he's alive, he should have to atone for his sins. Sayo. I don't hate him or anything. He was scary, but I've already forgotten about him. My only wish is to protect you two.
Parting isn't all there is. You two taught me that. That's why, no matter what conclusion you reach, Mayumi, I've decided not to deny it.
I still have things I want to know.
Wow, so they're leaving all the decisions up to me. Sayo turns to me with a serious look. I look Sayo directly in the eyes and continue.
If I think about it, we still haven't heard the truth. We know why Saganuma Reiko planned to kill the director, but then why is Kenji-san her accomplice, and what caused him to go mad?
Since she saw the scene of the murder, they probably killed Mari to shut her up. Saganuma Reiko was probably killed as well, being afraid to give herself up and hesitant to kill Mari. It's nothing more than a hunch, but I have the feeling it's right. Back when Kenji-san attacked me, he tried to trick me by pretending to attack Saganuma Reiko instead. His threatening attitude wasn't normal. Even though I can't think of it as something a human would do, he did it.
One more thing. Saganuma Reiko.
Sayo looks at me with a mysterious expression.
Do you have some connection with her, Mayumi? Why did she keep her, Mari, around at that time?
After a moment of silence passes, I clap both of my hands together.
Without knowing the truth, I can't reach a conclusion, so we should get going. I'm sure the night of the full moon will be over soon. For Mari, and for everyone in the aquarium, we cannot fail, no matter what.
Right! With Mari's cheerful reply, she stands in front of us and begins walking, just as she had said. As I start to follow behind her, her form cloaked in light, Sayo pulls me back by the hem of my shirt. It's unexpected, and a little surprising.
Listen to me for a moment. Huh? What is it?
Once we return to the real world, I probably will be too embarrassed to say this, so I'll say it now. Before I can respond, Sayo continues. Her cheeks have been tinged a slightly red colour.
Our conversation earlier, about high school, since it's still about 6 months away, we have some time. Just give it some serious consideration.
You mean about going to the same high school? Hey, don't just say that and walk ahead. Aw, such a tsundere. I follow behind the two of them at a jog. My time with Mari has been fun, but it's surely against the providence of this world. The amount of absurd and frightening things we have encountered is probably keeping the balance. Soon, this time of terror will end. And so will my time with Mari. I want to keep being with her forever, but that wish won't be granted. If it won't be granted, at least let me engrave these feelings onto my heart. I will protect Mari, along with my steadfast vow.
Big sister, you're too slow.
That's not true, I'm with you. We exit the tunnel tank and head on from the Fish of the World booth. And here we are back at the director's office.
It's dark.
On opening the door to the director's office, the first thing that flies out at us is darkness. It's pitch black, dark enough to swallow up even the blue light flowing out from Mari.
Big sister, be careful.
Right. It's not just that it's dark, but there's some sort of ominous to this. Something is actively swallowing the light. The light flowing in from the door should illuminate the whole room, but it's safe to say that isn't happening at all. I have no idea what has happened to the room, which should have been in complete disarray from the poltergeist phenomena.
They're not here?
No, they are. I can feel them. What a useless thing you've done.
That voice. Saganuma Reiko. I knew it.
Saganuma Reiko's voice came almost in sync with the answer to Sayo's question. But from where? Even as I look around, I don't see them anywhere.
Kenji-kun and I, I'm sure you all haven't the capacity to understand.
Even if we can't see her, we can clearly hear her voice. It sounds as if it's generally coming from the director's office, but I have no idea where she is.
I'll tell you, the thing I realized when we met here that I've wanted you to know, because he loved you.
Don't say nonsensical things, please. Show yourself.
You may not have realized it yourself, and you might have disappeared without knowing it, but within this aquarium, the yearning you felt when you were saved by him, I won't let you say that wasn't from a heart filled with love.
I'm assuming she's directing this at Sayo.
Mayumi, don't engage her. I know, but...
If we let her go at this point, I get the feeling we won't learn about Saganuma Reiko and Kenji-san. Not just that, I don't think we can completely ignore Saganuma Reiko.
To speak of our relationship, perhaps I should start with Kenji-kun. Hiyoshi Kenji. He's a criminal who killed his mother when he was little.
Oh my god. Wow. Oh. Wow. Kenji killed his own mom. What the hell? Without realizing it, I've forgotten to breathe. At this rate, even Mari and Sayo can't help but be interested in Saganuma Reiko's story. Killed her? You mean he murdered her?
I realize that my voice has completely changed.
He had a sister 4 years younger than he. His innocent little sister accidentally swallowed a toy. He tried to make her cough it up, but it became hard for her to breathe. She was lightly writhing in pain. At that point, Kenji-kun didn't save her. For someone with normal feelings, that would be unthinkable. Kenji-kun watched his sister struggle against death and was amused, so she died. Like that. Fucking hell.
So is that the two names he mentions, his mother and his sister?
Discovering the scene of the crime, his mother criticized Kenji-kun. Of course she would, since if he had helped his sister sooner, she wouldn't have died. Lacking that understanding, Kenji-kun wrung his mother's neck. As he did so, he saw his mother writhe in agony like his sister had, just as he expected. Then she... Yes, she was killed by her son's hands, and he enjoyed himself doing it. Watching his sister die, actually killing his mother.
That is messed up.
No, that's scary, big sister.
As if it's in reaction to Mari's frightened voice, the blue light flickers, but rather than illuminating us, it's swallowed up by the darkness. I take hold of Mari's tiny hand and squeeze it. Even though I can't hold her hand, I get the sense I can feel her shaking.
How old are you right now? I'm 14 right now.
Why are you answering this question? Having been asked so suddenly, I answer on instinct.
This story is from when Kenji-kun was around 8 or so you all probably weren't born yet. That has nothing to do with this. Just tell us everything from the beginning. My, don't you want to hear it? There should be no need for you to be so cold, right? Don't act so high and mighty. Is that the attitude you take when you want something? That part of you is very much like your father, isn't it?
At her words, Sayo silently casts her eyes downward.
That's fine, but I'm the one who started telling the story, so I'll let you hear it through to the end.
Her voice, resonating through the darkness, finally continues.
He was remanded to an institution where he received behavior modification. It is no exaggeration to say that these inhumane treatments made Kenji-kun who he is now. Having become able to lead a respectable life after sealing off his mental deformities, he began attending a high school near Manten.
Oh jeez, a flashback.
After some time, he began a part-time job at the souvenir shop here at Manten Aquarium. The past is something that follows the person who created it. His peaceful days were unable to continue as rumors of heinous criminal Hiyoshi Kenji began to spread, and he became the target of unavoidable bullying. To be sure, he was on the other side of fear now. In crimes committed by minors, the name is not supposed to have been released. How did anyone find out? Reality doesn't work like it does in a textbook. Getting back to the topic at hand, you see, I covered for him.
Oh, really?
At the very least, at that time, Kenji-kun was serious, an employee overflowing with enthusiasm. He treated this part-time job as a true job. He was more reliable than the kids who saw this as a way to prolong their fun or meet people. Even so, in the end, Kenji-kun's isolation didn't change. I tried to close the distance between us. Having graduated from graduate school and going straight to work, I probably found some warmth within him. That's unexpected, to think you also require warmth. Oh, savage. That narrow point of view was draining to me, just like the fact that I was labelled a workaholic, much like director Sakuragi. Tch.
Her voice, mixed with sarcasm, lowers in tone, sounding as if she's increased its viscosity.
I gave him a mother figure, and he gave me a sense of purpose. As my friction with the director grew, before I knew it, I was being supported by him. Hee.
I knew it. Kenji was the one supporting her over the 2 years she kept on getting rejected proposals.
In the end, that resulted in murder. Oh, you're so impatient. Well then, since it seems you don't care to hear about our softer days, I'll leave that part out. A woman's jealousy is equal to her instinct. Ugh.
I ignore the fact that she says all this with not a hint of embarrassment. In reality, it's because I really don't know how to respond to what Saganuma Reiko is saying.
He was different than I. I was unable to sense that his mental deformities were growing larger. However, the fact that I had no doubts regarding his proposition to kill someone shows how worn down my own mind was. Hey, that's... The second he once again set eyes on a person's death, it was like Pandora's box had opened.
Alright, so you killing the director triggered Kenji's mental illnesses to reoccur. Without allowing Sayo to continue, Saganuma Reiko says her next thoughts without any room for pause. The genesis of the plan for the director's murder was Kenji-san.
Oh, don't make that face. I cannot have you misunderstanding me. At that time, my malevolence and murderous intent were certain, and the one who slaughtered Sakuragi Isao was me. To be sure, even if Kenji-kun hadn't tempted me, I would have reached the same conclusion in the near future anyway.
Oh, so Kenji only sped up the process, but she was still going to kill him anyway.
His deformities grew further, and he viewed death with even more excitement. Then you're saying the reason Mari was killed was just for his enjoyment? No way! That's inhuman! Big sister, calm down. She is surely trying to make you angry and upset. She's intending to stir you up so that your heart may be consumed by darkness. Everything she's saying is in the past. Rest assured, you aren't the only one upset. But...
Speaking in a loud voice, both of their faces come into view. I have to calm down. I'm the one who wanted to know the truth. Saganuma Reiko's loud laughter reverberates. It grates on my nerves and I narrow my eyes.
I wouldn't do something so underhanded. Moreover, just now you said that Kenji-kun was inhuman, didn't you? You mustn't misunderstand. It's exactly because he's human that he feels pleasure at death. I can't empathize, but I suppose I can understand. Specifically because he's a human, he can feel happiness, anger, sadness, and enjoyment. From the instant the director died, this place was born. Since that child and I died inside the red Manten Aquarium, we were lightly treated as missing persons. That's why Kenji-kun's sins didn't come to light.
Because Kenji killed Reiko as well.
It's impressive how he continued to peacefully live on and melt into society while caroling the swirling desires of his heart, of course. That's... Kenji-kun used this world of malice, killing the girls he brought here. If he killed them here, no proof remained. In the end, Kenji-kun's heart called out to those who were of this place's grudge, and melted together with them.
Oh, so he used this place as a murdering ground where he wouldn't be caught. Man, that's fucked up.
What do you mean? Just as you suspect. Having a body, Kenji-kun has been entrusted with the role of bringing fresh lives here. His soul is already assimilated into the red Manten Aquarium. The Hiyoshi Kenji you met originally is merely a leftover will. Oof. Half dead? Half living? Then in other words, Kenji-san is already... Wait! The lady said assimilated just now. If that child's power can release souls, then Kenji-kun's soul is the same. Since he has a flesh body, then wouldn't he return to his original body? It's so irregular that there's no precedent for it, but theoretically, there should be no mistake about it.
Okay. No matter how unpleasant it may be, I wasn't lying about wanting to hear the truth. But if I had the chance to talk to him, I wanted to hear the truth from his mouth. I don't know how much of Saganuma Reiko's story is true. Kenji-san's past is so over the top, there's no way I can empathize.
I can think of it as nothing more than a tale. However, if I've believed him once, then I want to properly understand the situation. I at least want to get a proper farewell. Why would you two do something that would put you at a disadvantage? It is a woman's obstinance. I wonder if you can grasp at least that much. Don't toy with me! I shout at Saganuma Reiko, who decides to mess with us further in this situation. My voice doesn't have an echo, as if it's swallowed by the darkness. At least let me see you. You're alone now, aren't you? If you were with Kenji-san, the director, he would try to swallow us up. I wonder, is that really the case? Her laughter gradually becomes louder. Her ominous voice completely fills the room. How annoying. It probably wasn't a reaction to Sayo's words, but the voice suddenly stops. At the same time that the voice disappears, a light comes on in the director's office. The blue light flowing from the tank lights up the room. What? Now that was a twist I was not expecting. In the center of the director's office, lying on his side on the desk, is Hiyoshi Kenji's corpse. He's bled out by the looks of things. Kenji-san! As if a stake has been thrust through his large chest, there's a red stain where his heart should be. The antique furniture is wet with blood, Kenji-san's body not making the slightest movement. Even without checking his pulse or breathing, instinct tells me that this is a dead body. Being cautious, we do not go near him. Saganuma Reiko is likely hiding somewhere, so I'm guessing Reiko killed him. What exactly is going on here? The three of us crowd together, each looking in a different direction. Even as I ask that in a loud voice, I receive no response. He's dead. What is this? Where is Saganuma Reiko? She's here, big sister, within that light. Mari is pointing to the blue light illuminating Hiyoshi Kenji's corpse. Is comprehension still not coming to you? This man, I killed him. From within the light, only the voice reverberates. Before long, the light creates an outline and the transparent form of Saganuma Reiko faintly appears. Once she is visible, I notice that she seems to have taken on the appearance of the past version of herself. Oh, yeah, that is the past version of herself with her longer hair. Her Chignon-styled hair has come undone, now somewhat long as it was in the video from 2 years ago. Killed him? But wasn't he your ally? Didn't you love him? That's right. That's why. Saganuma Reiko stretches her spine so she stands tall like a model, folding her arms and sliding her right hand along her cheek. Thanks to her thick makeup, she looks older, though I get the sense that with no makeup she'd be quite the young-looking beauty. Things have settled down enough that I can calmly observe her, although it's not my trembling heart but rather the air surrounding the director's office that has. Contrary to the circumstances, it's a gentle atmosphere. I didn't consider him an ally. He was a part of me that needed to achieve one objective, equal to one seedling of their grudge. I told you, didn't I, that it's a woman's obstinance? Sincerely, as a human, as a woman, I decided he had to die. Are you saying that you betrayed the aquarium and Papa? From the perspective of humans, it would seem that way. At any rate, since I am a higher order being, I wouldn't be able to revert to a merely logical one. That is your fault, Mari-chan. What the frick? She's addressing herself as if she's some kind of god. What's Mari's fault? I'm confused. Mari? When she hears her name called, Mari covers her face. She seems to be turning into something we cannot comprehend. Wait, what?
I'm sure that if I understand Saganuma Reiko's story correctly, then that's what we should be led to believe.
That's due to you releasing the souls. I am also being affected by that. I remembered that I loved the aquarium, studied, put in effort, all the memories leading me to this point. Just before I was going to kill you for witnessing the director's murder, I also remembered that I hesitated.
Oh, she hesitated in killing Mari. But it was Kenji that killed Mari.
I couldn't run from who I was. That's why you didn't kill Mari, isn't it? You couldn't kill a girl who loved the aquarium. You really are a kind person, aren't you?
Yeah, towards girls and women. Kill a guy, though, apparently.
Ha 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 ha! What a foolish thing. Kindness, beauty, hatred, anger, they're all pieces of the same whole, nothing more than pieces of the human-created ego. It's probably a strange conversation for one who has already passed, but I chose death for myself. Even if I can't go to some place like heaven, I wanted to die as myself, as Saganuma Reiko. Why did you kill him? What happened to Papa? To make a distinction? That's why I brought Kenji-kun along. In the end, love just was not enough. That's why we both so understanding. The director, Sakuragi Isao, had already detached from Kenji-kun's body. If he wasn't going back to the real world, then he didn't need it. Thanks to that girl's power, the aquarium has already begun to crumble. Even if it's by himself, he likely intends to be sublimated into this place's new reality. That man is an individual after all. Though guided by the assembled will of the aquarium, no one can run from the poison he carries, his desire to exceed the limits of humanity. Humans cannot exceed their jurisdiction. No, you in particular may be the exception.
Yeah, I was going to say, is she talking to Mari in that sense? Saganuma Reiko looks at Mari as she says this. I realise that gradually, Saganuma Reiko's form is becoming pale. The light flowing from the tank turns and blends with the blue light emitting from Mari's body, mixing in the centre of the room to create a violet colour. Uh-oh. Each is bound by the limits of the human heart, and it seems as if there is no way but to combine them. What's stopping this is the looks, flesh, and heart that make an individual.
I will not yield my soul to you. Do not expect me to be your salvation. You can all fall into the very pits of despair for all I care. If we do ever meet in confrontation, you can choke on your own poison.
Ouch. So yeah, she's wanting the violet poison phenomenon to occur, cursing us. Those are her last words. Saganuma Reiko caresses Kenji-san's body and gives a loud, wicked laugh. We are not shocked by this. Saganuma Reiko's body, already transparent, gradually breaks up into light blue coloured particles, and from her toes to her head, disappears within 3 seconds. So she's faded into the red Manten Aquarium, the malice. She crossed over, but probably didn't go to heaven.
If you're going to disappear, at least go in peace.
Looking at the disappearing Saganuma Reiko, I place my hands together in front of my chest and offer my prayers.
Mayumi? Sorry, Sayo. She is the one who killed your father, but I feel just a little bit sorry for her. She seems so sad and lonely. You don't need to pay me any mind. I told you that I would accept any conclusion you reach, Mayumi. This is one of those conclusions. It's just that, doesn't having such a personality bring you trouble? It's alright. I'm not alone.
I've realised something. I wasn't able to talk to Kenji-san directly about the deaths he caused himself, or how he finally was able to express his love in the death he caused, or about how he could personally cause death after death with one woman. Even in the moment Saganuma Reiko disappeared, I wasn't able to get the one thing I needed from her either. Either way, as if it's sneering at me, that loud laugh echoes throughout the room.
Let's go, Mari. Is that man okay?
No, I think he's pretty dead, Mari.
Yeah, I can't do anything for him. Borrowing her words, the reason is because of my own obstinance. Taking Mari's hand, which I am unable to feel, we leave the director's office. What? Oh, is this the red Manten Aquarium starting to crumble? But it looks violet. What is this? The aquarium. It's being worn away. As soon as we leave the director's office, we are shocked at the scene before our eyes. Spots here and there on the walls and floors are being dyed in black. It looks as though it has been eaten away by insects. The spots with holes don't allow any light to pass through, causing the darkness to spread. Little particles of light blue are floating up from the outlines. We return to the Fish of the World booth through the staff passageway. The path on the way there is in a similar worm-eaten state. On the other hand, the aquarium itself seems to be becoming light. If Saganuma Reiko's disappearance can be considered her crossing over, then the scene suggests that this space itself is also crossing over. One by one, the particles themselves seem to be proof of the life that was here. The humans and fish. There's no mistaking that they are becoming the light.
You don't need to worry, big sister. Since I freed everyone, this place is coming to an end.
It's losing the life energy, the strength from the souls used to maintain itself, Mari. About how long do you think is left?
I don't know, but probably less than an hour.
An hour? In other words, that's how much time I have left with Mari.
What happens if we're too late? You'll become fuzzy like the rest of us. You guys aren't supposed to get like that yet.
I know that. All we've done up to this point would be for nothing.
If we have an hour left, I want to say something to my papa, Mari. Do you know where papa is? Yeah.
Mari points in the direction of the exit.
That man is towards the entrance. I'm sure he's waiting there intentionally.
The director is probably waiting for you, Sayo.
Then it works out for us. Sorry, but will you come with me? Of course.
Our voices come out in unison and we begin walking. Oh wow, the director is here.
I was waiting for you.
Director? Papa!
Naturally, it's not AiueoKompany that's there. This time, it's the director. The body of Sakuragi Isao himself, standing at the Tokyo Bay booth near the entrance. His body isn't transparent like Saganuma Reiko's was just before she disappeared. Thinking back on it, since he had a proper existence here, it would probably be more notable if he were transparent. Cases like Mari should be the exception. However, his objective is supposedly to assimilate with the aquarium. When he does, I am sure he will cast off the appearance of his spirit. Sayo takes a step ahead of us and begins speaking to him. Hurt in the throat.
Finally, I can see my real papa.
The Tokyo Bay booth is no exception, as it is in the process of having holes open here and there as it turns into blue light. Even as I look around, I don't see the giant whale that appeared in the director's office anywhere. If that was created by the souls or the grudge, then it may no longer be able to come together. The higher order beings swallowed up by that whale, they were said to be turned into mere grudges, but if the whale can no longer take its form, he may still try to do something.
This whole time, I've been chasing the truth, but no matter how much I pursued it, I couldn't seem to meet up with you, Papa. I finally found you, but I'm sure this is the last time, so I want to tell you how I feel.
I decide to just watch. I needed to reach my own conclusion, so I think Sayo needs to do the same. At this moment, Sayo is trying to make a distinction. I cannot hinder her.
Sayo, won't you come with me?
What? But you're dead. She's not. Huh? Papa, what? Before Sayo can finish speaking,
The director takes over the conversation.
We are humans in the end. Nothing remains after we die. No matter how intensely we display our emotions, in the end, they are meaningless to this world. Once we cease being individuals and give ourselves to the collective will of this place's grudge, we can become something new. We would remain as one part of this world's reality. It is the purest form of significance, and in it we become eternal. Now that Sakanuma Reiko has disappeared, my own directive is all that remains. If I don't create a new concept, then under the circumstances, I'll be swallowed up by the current reality of this place. But if you lend me your strength, Sayo, I can definitely achieve my goal.
So you want to use your daughter, and by her giving her life to you, you can have your dream Manten Aquarium back in a different space. That's selfish, dude. No, please don't go, Sayo.
Papa, you've changed after all. I really don't get you.
Sayo, you're so clever, so you would understand right away.
I refuse. I have no interest in doing so.
That's a shame, being rejected by my daughter.
The director's words are nothing more than words. He doesn't seem at all remorseful. His words have no weight, and his eyes lack emotion. And he's gone.
Kya!
As if the room itself is expressing its emotion, its destruction progresses. The area at my feet begins to disappear, as it is swallowed up by something black. That black is... surely, it's nothingness. Since it didn't really exist to begin with, the destroyed parts of the Red Manten Aquarium are returning to nothingness.
If we don't avoid it, we'll be in danger. Yeah, it's okay. More importantly...
Sayo is a step ahead of us, facing the director. Even the increasing destruction around her hasn't shaken her.
How long has this been going on? You being swept away by your delusions. Wanting to become a mere concept is something so stupid. Even an elementary school student wouldn't wish for that.
Sayo, this isn't an individual aspiration. Please understand. This is what you might call the cooperative desire of living beings. I no longer bear my will alone. The way I am now, I am like a CPU. To move this large machine, that is precisely my directive. The moment this world was born along the lines of my grudge, I have aspired to a higher order existence. The numerous souls were accumulated here for that reason.
That's enough! When it was just about your grudge, I could empathize with you. If it all had ended with your resentment and your hatred like a normal human, it would have been fine. Why would you create the world of this Red Manten Aquarium?
Even if I didn't tell you, you could understand by becoming one with me.
Papa, I can't understand your way of thinking.
Sayo, I feel so sad. Aren't you my daughter? You should already understand that time is short. Come with me. Come with your father.
Please don't, Sayo. The director extends his right hand towards Sayo. He places his hand on her head and rubs her head with soft movements. When compared with Sayo's seemingly small form, the director's hand looks large. At this point in particular, he definitely seems like a father. After staying silent and having her head rubbed for a while, Sayo looks down and bites her lip. After about 10 seconds of saying nothing, Sayo finally clicks her tongue as if she's become impatient.
That's enough!
Good one, Sayo. In sync with her shout, she brushes the director's hand away. Before we know it, as if reacting to the intense expression of emotion, the erosion reaches Sayo's feet. No!
Sayo, watch out!
Sayo shows no reaction to my words and doesn't move out of the way. With that same forcefulness, she continues.
I came here to say farewell to you, Papa. Trying to do something now will not change my mind.
Will you please move from where you're standing, Sayo? Otherwise you're going to get swallowed.
However, I have one final wish. Will you hear it?
Sayo tilts her head and raises the pitch at the end of her sentence. Precisely because this is between a parent and a child, I feel like I can get a clear sense of the distance between them.
Stop this nonsense. Be a good sport and cross over. It shouldn't be hard to give yourself over to the freedom Mari is offering.
It's a hope the size of the eye of a needle. Even so, Sayo is gambling on the feelings her father carries.
Yeah, if it's no good, then it's fine. Even so, I am your daughter. I've decided to maintain my sense of pride in being your daughter.
Without leaving any time to hear his response, Sayo brusquely finishes speaking. She spins her body back in our direction and signals us with a bitter smile. I feel like I don't want to see that expression on Sayo's face. To see her trying to deceive us by hiding her painful feelings behind a smile.
Huh? Sayo-chan!
Oh no. Suddenly, Mari and I both raise our voices in astonishment. But unmistakably, the most surprised is Sayo herself. The director has grabbed onto Sayo from behind. No!
Papa, why?
The director says nothing. His eyes closed. He seems to be holding on to his one and only daughter for warmth. It feels like a long time. He may be trying to take up the remainder of our time here. Even so, it seems the love he finds there opens his eyes. Within this crumbling world, the two of them together stand out.
Will you please be good and cross over for me, Papa?
I don't like the way you said that, Sayo.
There's nothing I can do since I don't know any other way to say it.
Sayo, I'm sorry for the trouble I've caused.
I won't forgive you, but since you're dead, it's okay. I'm not mad.
The air enveloping them is a gentle one. I feel that since this is the parting of a parent and a child, it is more serene than it is sad. That's why I feel uneasy about it. Uh-oh.
Sayo-chan, it's dangerous!
At almost the same time as Mari speaks, I jump up.
Huh?
It appeared from... No. It appeared from the floor.
The whale, no! But no.
The black giant, comprised of the darkness of human hearts, the whale itself. As if appearing from the director's shadow itself, it leaps up from the floor that serves as its sea level. Being only a second away from being consumed. He pushes Sayo away. Even so, the giant crashes into them, knocking them to opposite sides.
Stay back!
Reacting to Mari's words, the intense blue light envelops the room. However, the black shadow casts a crimson light, mixing it with Mari's light. The room is dyed in a violet that seizes my vision for several seconds, until finally I can comprehend the situation. By that point, the light has already vanished.
This is terrible. Too cruel. Using such a tactic to trick her. You're no real father. Ow!
Oh, what? As I hurry to sit my body up, I feel the pain in my right shoulder from hitting the wall. Still, it's not bad enough to stop me from moving. I grit my teeth and stand up.
Mari's gone. The director and whale too. Could they?
I wasn't able to see the whale for more than a second, and I couldn't see what happened after that at all. Just like when it appeared in the director's office, it was in the midst of casting a wriggling shadow. In that case, it is incomplete. I wonder if the true intention behind the director trying to drag Sayo in was in order to deceive us all of us. To throw Mari and I off guard, then swallow us up. Sayo and I were able to avoid this fate in the end, but we needed Mari. Taking Mari was the equivalent of taking in the last of the aquarium's power. He deceived Sayo and is trying to use Mari. Whether as a human or not, I feel this is something unforgivable. We have no choice but to pursue him. This time I have to save Mari. Before that, Sayo is... I spot her shadow lying face down against a tank on the opposite side of the room. The impact apparently caused her to crash into the tank. The acrylic side of the aquarium is smeared with blood. Oh no.
Sayo!
There is no response. Are you fucking shitting me? As I try to gently sit her up, I see that her forehead is split open. Are you kidding me? And a large amount of blood is flowing out. It seems as if the spot where she was beaten by Saginu Mariko has opened and gotten much worse.
I have to stop the bleeding, even just a little.
I remember what Kenji-san did with his hands and pressed on Sayo's head with a handkerchief. In the blink of an eye, the light blue handkerchief is dyed red, the viscous blood sticking to my own fingers. The vividly red-coloured blood is proof that Sayo is alive. I feel no objection to or fear of the blood. Are you fucking kidding me? If she dies now, I'm going to be well pissed. The intensity of the blood is decreasing. This is Sayo's, any person's ability to keep on living. It feels like I'm seeing a miracle. Her heart is beating. She's breathing. Still, I can't be completely relieved just yet. Just like last time, it's no shallow wound, and there's the chance that the impact may have injured her in other places as well. I have to get her to a hospital as soon as possible. I have no time for doubt. Even though the exit is near, if I move Sayo, I may not be able to go after Mari. Oh no. Having made it this far, why? Don't make me do this. Oh no. It seems I will have to make a choice once more. Fucking hell. This game gives you no breaks in terms of emotions and choices. Holy shit. So again, red choices, so one leads to a bad end. Guys, I think this episode has gone on long enough. It's an extremely long one, to be honest. So I think we've kind of had enough emotions for the time being. So I was going to see if we could get to one of the endings in this episode, but this has gone on a lot longer than I thought, so we'll just keep going. But I think we'll call it right here on an extreme cliffhanger. So we have the choice of either saving Sayo or saving Mari next time. Also, I think I'm going to... My throat's hurting, so I'm probably going to lose a voice by this point anyway. So we'll make that very heart-wrenching decision, emotional decision next time, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a massive beautiful thumbs up. It really helps me out. Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more content to follow on the channel and for the continuation of this story for the remaining endings. And also, if you've got anything you want to ask or any comments or any feedback on videos would be greatly appreciated, just post them below. So yeah, we'll continue this route, hopefully to a good end, and make that decision next time, guys. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!